Hey everybody, this is Randy Santel, Atlas with Foodchallenges.com. In today's video, I'm excited. We're going to show you guys how to beat a steak challenge. Now, steak challenges, you don't want to lose most steak challenges because typically they're the most expensive ones out there. I know there's challenges up to 350 bucks if you lose for like 120 ounce steaks, but this one actually happens to be pretty reasonable. We are in Alton, Illinois at Amarillo, Texas Steakhouse taking on their 72 ounce steak challenge. Now this one, when you're looking at a food challenge, the main thing you've got to do is check out all of the different components of it. There's a 72 ounce steak, we've got a salad, we got a big roll, and then we've also got, I had a choice and we'll talk about why I chose baked potato later, but we've got a baked potato and then a little bit of butter just to add some flavor later on. But I've got 1 hour to defeat this challenge. Now with all food challenges, you want to start out fast so that you can coast to the end. We've got an hour, so that's a lot of time. But for that first 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'm gonna be trucking along, going after this big piece of meat. Before the challenge, you have to make sure that you get it cooked right. You've got to get it, just like I did, rare to medium rare. And I felt it, I've already cut into it. Amarillo, Texas has done a very, very good job. It seems like a pretty good, I'm not gonna need much steak sauce on it. The other thing is, you've got to have a sharp steak knife. Now, this doesn't look that sharp, but I've already clarified it with the cook that this is one of the sharpest knives they got. You need to cut into very, very small pieces, and to do that, you've got to have a sharp knife. Otherwise, you're going to be cutting forever, you're going to take longer to eat, you're going to be taking up the whole hour just in cutting, and you need to be eating. All right, I've done 176 food challenges and I've done the same thing, my same pregame ritual with everyone, and we're doing it on this one too. You do it on everyone. I've got my timer right here. You always want a timer so that you know where you're at. The restaurant's gonna have their own timer, but you need to know too. Now with this steak challenge, and with most challenges, you wanna go protein and meats first, unless if you wait till the end, the carbs are not easy to eat. But for this case, the baked potato is going to go down just fine at the end, along with the bread and the salad, so we're going to cut into this meat first. So, got my knife, got my forks ready, let's get it going. Never let the restaurant count. You always count because it's your time. You need to beat this challenge. Let's get it going. I know they're ready. We've got 1, 2, 3. All right, the timer started. Number 3 that we talked about, you've got to cut it into little pieces. If you don't cut it into little pieces, you're gonna have to chew too much and you're gonna kill your jaw. So we've got those cutting up right now. I took a little bit of extra time just to make some cuts so then I can just keep on eating while I'm cutting. But small bites, many at a time, but don't fill your mouth up because you don't want to stuff it. You got to be able to let your tongue and you got to be able to swallow. So let's start getting them down. Three minutes in, still got plenty of time. The steak's going down really nice. I haven't even need to take my first drink of water. And as you can see, I've got water, lemonade, and I've got diet soda waiting for me later on. At the beginning of the challenge, the flavor's good, the steak is outstanding. I can go with my water, but for me, I've got more picky taste buds, not all the time, but after a while, I'm gonna need to switch to lemonade just to switch up the flavor so I can continue. And then I'll use the soda later on with the potato and the roll to get those down, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you don't wanna cut the whole steak up at one time. As you can see, I've got this whole piece still all intact. This is still staying warm, ready for me once I get done with this piece. So, like I said, don't cut everything up at the same time. Keep one piece so that it can all stay warm, which makes it easier later on, because you don't want the whole steak getting cold. It's gonna make it harder to chew, and you don't want that. You gotta get it down like we're gonna do now. All right, got that down. That reminds me of my next point. Don't eat long pieces of meat strung together, because you don't want to be swallowing half while the other's still stuck to the part that's in your mouth. You're liable to choke, and you don't want to do that. So always be safe when you're doing food challenges. All right, we're 17 minutes in. Now I've got so much of the steak done that it's all up to you. It's a personal preference, but right now, since you got most of the done, that's what you want to do, is you want to get most of the meat done. Now, if you're really tired of the steak, you don't want to eat anymore, you want to break, give your taste buds a little break, go for the salad. Or I would save the roll and the baked potato till last, but have the salad. I know with the dressing, I always try to get Frank's Red Hot sauce just because I love buffalo sauce, but we went with Italian dressing on that. It's going to give your taste buds a break. I'm going to finish getting rid of the meat, then we'll move on to the other parts. Now I've only got a few pieces left, and now at this point we're 20 minutes in. The steak's starting to cool down a little bit. I've already got all the pieces cut up. My jaw's feeling pretty good because most of the pieces have been cut into small, but jaw's starting to get a little bit tired, so now you may want to, if you need to, cut the pieces even into smaller pieces. So pretty small now, and I'm going to switch to lemonade to switch things up. Let's get the rest down. So now I'm gonna go with the salad just to get the vegetables in, and then I'm going to finish off with the roll and the potato. So let's get this down. "26 minutes in, we're done with the salad. Now for this case, I think I'm going to go with the roll next, just because this is still a little bit warm. It's still going to go down fine. Now I'm going to switch to soda. The soda, the acidity, is going to help break down the carbs in this thick piece of bread, while the carbonation in it is going to help me get the potato down, because it's going to help me burp up and free up any remaining airspace. That's why I do that. But definitely, you can dunk. I didn't clarify it with the rules because I didn't need to, because I never do. But if you do, you might want to do that. But if you want to actually enjoy the food, let's just eat it. Bread's all done. Now the bread and the salad, those were required. I didn't have any kind of options other than what salad dressing I wanted. Now for the potato, they gave me the option. I could either do a sweet potato, a baked potato, or mashed potatoes. And what I did was I asked the servers and the chefs what I should do, and they'd mentioned that the mashed potatoes, there's 2 big scoops compared to just this one little potato. And plus, this is easier because I can just eat it with my hands. So let's get it done. All right, 30 minutes and 30 seconds in, still had 29 and a half minutes left. The one big thing about food challenges is that confidence is king, and as you can tell just by how this video went with all the talking I did, I knew from the very beginning that I was going to dominate. Whether you think you're going to win or you think you're going to lose, you're right. So, win number 177, delicious.
Yeah.
30 minutes and 58 seconds is the official time. I don't know what the record is, but a win is a win. I left no doubt. Thank you for watching me dominate that 72-ounce steak in just over 30 minutes. Now, if you guys are gonna try, remember the 3 main points of a steak challenge. You've got to get it ordered, rare to medium rare. You've got to get a sharp steak knife, and you've got to cut it up into small pieces to save on your jaw and make it easier going down. You don't have to chew as much, so you can focus on swallowing and get it done. Those are the main three. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to watch any of the other videos. And like I said, this is Randy Santel, Atlas with Foodchallenges.com, teaching people how to win challenges all over the world.